Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Here we are again. So, yes, turn 13. As Blinson says there, the turns are going pretty quick, and with some ferocity there, so this should be rather interesting. Hello there, Blackstar, how are you doing as well? It's nice to see you guys actually in for the start, should be good. Right, Oscar. Yeah, the Oscars would be nice. Additional 1C models would be quite nice. We should actually have the 1Cs functional in China this turn, actually. Of course, once it's over. But that'll be quite nice. Okay, so everything's good to go. If chat could let me know if the audio is good, then we'll be ready to start rather soon. I like this. A wall of human flesh will stop the Japanese. Oh, dear. Is that an omen? Oh, dear, that's cracked me up. I wonder where he could be referring to. I'm kind of thinking, is he referring to Mersing with this one? Though, it does make me wonder if he's actually referring to Midway here. Oh, dear. Oh dear, sorry. Okay, here we go. So we'll see how we go on here. So, Lander, how you doing, my man? Right. This will be interesting. No, I did have to set this actual shortcut up again for the full screen. So I'm hoping that nothing will be janky. I think it's being janky again. It seems to be something about... I don't know what it is. It's strange. We'll see how it goes on. Yeah, I'm just getting into the actual game here. Of course, it could be China. Okay, so we continue to unload over here at Midway. Yeah, that's not looking good. Severe casualties there from the deck. Okay, so we've got 2 shell hits there and we're on fire. Now, we are pulling out of Midway. At least the ships are relatively undamaged and relatively able to make their speed. We are leaving behind the damaged ships. Hello there, Cola. How you doing, my man? Yes, she's already afire here. So I would wager these are the damaged ships that are still trying to unload their actual cargo. We do have some fairly valuable ships there, so that's not something I really want to lose, especially the APD. Okay, actually, no, that's not bad, but 24 casualties inflicted by the bombardment of the AMC. That's actually a surprisingly good result there. Okay, not bad. 2 squads disabled, not bad. I mean, that's a little bit of extra damage, I'm not going to complain. Sweet. What do we have here, then? So we have... Ooh, okay. So the cruiser mine layer there has been hit by spearfish. I think that would actually be possibly the first American submarine to actually score a hit there. And we do have heavy damage. Unless she goes down this turn, she should be okay. She'll be able to make it into port. She has not gone down as of yet, so she should be able to make it into port. Right, it seems that our AMC has once again discovered the enemy here. I swear to God, they just seem to be fated here at this point. I did not even want to actually find this, Yeah, this isn't great. Range is increased to 2,000 yards. Looks like we were down here at 1,000 yards, maybe 2,000 yards. We do have... Did we actually land a hit there? Oh my God, we've actually set her aflame. Oh my God. Oh, that is beautiful. Okay, now it's not reported fires there, but we did see some fires in the actual battle, but she actually did hit. Oh my, that's actually not bad at all. Echo Maru. So yeah, this is just off to the north, I suppose, the north, northeast of Pearl Harbor. That's not bad. I like the fact that we actually managed to hit there. He's not going to be happy about that. Okay, so the troop transport there goes down, as we expected, really. Hit but no explosion, she may yet go down. She has taken some fairly heavy damage, but yeah, 4 torpedoes launched there. I mean, this is only a cruiser mine layer, so it's nothing really... it's nothing really, too valuable. Indeed, cruiser guns above the AMC. That is quite nice. What are they, the 120mm? Something in that range? And what do we have here then? Trout, hit but no explosion. She does hit there. Yeah, that's critical damage. I don't think she'll really make it out from there. Okay. She didn't sink, so she does have a potential chance to survive should we take the island. Coastal defense fire. Yeah, unloading there is just extremely dangerous. What do we have here then? Now we do have a destroyer crane. See, I don't care much for the escorts, I'd rather know what is actually with them. Oh, the 150? Nice. There we go. It looks as though our Guam cover force was refueled there. Right, so we have Skipjack. Yeah, as we imagined, she was trying to actually intercept the carriers here. There's so very many destroyers here. Submarine taking on water here. Skipjack may actually go down here. There's a lot of escorts. Yeah, she's taking on water. She may yet be forced to surface here. If she continues to take on water, she will be hard-pressed to continue. Okay. So he's going to be aware of what we do have in this force, but if you take a look at the sheer size, I mean, we have Yamashiro Fuso. This looks as if it was the actual... yeah. So this was the light carrier force, but he has not sighted the light carriers. He has sighted the Chiyoda. So he may very well mistake it, but I don't imagine he would do, because he's actually seen the light carriers, so I can't imagine he would do. So Skipjack there takes 2 hits. She launched 4 torpedoes here at Kuroshio. Or Kuroshio? But yeah, she's not done well. Well, so far we have had a cruiser mine layer hit by an American submarine just to the south of the Philippines. We've had... well, one of the actual transports off of Midway has been torpedoed, though that was one of the actual transports that was already damaged. Some of the other ones have taken some damage. We had one of our AMCs actually intercept the little mini escort that we found some time ago, the like 3, possibly like 2 destroyers, 3 destroyers, but we did actually manage to land a shot on one of the destroyers and cause a small fire there. It's quite nice. Skipjack has been hit there twice. Hopefully that will continue. Right, what do we have here? Jupiter. Now, torpedoes did miss, but I'm more interested to see what is with the escorts. Now, if I'm correct, I believe Jupiter is actually a British submarine. Now, 164 has taken a light amount of damage so far. Indeed, I know. Hiker, Banzai there, Lupus. How you doing, my man? Well, we're still going through the turn. I think what we'll do is we'll have a summary of what's happened afterwards. Right, so we see at least 2 destroyers here. 164 has taken some damage, but the escorts have abandoned the search. Right, so we are aware then of the heavy cruiser Cornwall and the light cruiser Enterprise. Now, this is actually targets worthy of actually being hit. Now, should he continue his progress to the north, then yes, we will look at setting up missions here. We also do see some ships over here to the north. I apologise if I sound a little bit like low energy. I came back from a gym today and it's like, I'm tired. Oh dear. But the light cruiser Enterprise and the heavy cruiser Cornwall, definitely worthy targets. I mean, the destroyers are worthy targets, but these are far easier to hit, especially Cornwall. Right, okay, yep, Trout there. He's going to be happy about this. Yeah, he'll be happy about this. We do need to pull out there, which is why we are pulling out our transports from Midway. We'll have sufficient amounts of supplies on the island for what we need. Hello there, Harkon, how you doing, my man? Yeah, we'll have a summary of the actual turn afterwards. So there, Justin. Nothing too critical as of yet. A lot of submarine action so far. I'm very much looking forward to the air phase here. Just look at the sheer amount of, those are allied ships there, aren't they, off the coast of Mersing? What is he attempting to do there? I do wonder, did he think we were actually intending to head for Mersing? He might have thought that. Okay, so we have currently 33 Ki-27s here against 13 Buffaloes. I don't imagine the Ki-27s are going to come off too well here, but we do have a great number advantage, so hopefully that'll actually work to our favour. Are we diving on the Buffaloes here? Oh no, the Buffalo's diving on the Kate there. Well, that's not bad. We do have a critical hit on a Buffalo. Now, see, I'm not familiar with the actual Buffalo's maneuverability. I think the Ki-27 does have superior maneuverability, but they just lack that armament to really drive home their kills. They can kill, it's just nowhere near as effective as we would like. Now, we are running this combat air patrol over Bangkok just to obviously stop this. It looks as though it's actually sweeping us, but I would like to actually inflict some damage as he will have a bomber squadron coming as well. I'm hoping that our numbers will be in sufficiency to actually damage his squadron enough, so that when the bombers do come in, we'll be able to inflict grievous damage on them in their, well, in its stead of planes such as the Ki-43s, really. But that's not too bad, actually. I honestly expected us to see massive, massive losses here to the Ki-27s, but they're not doing too bad here. Somewhat encouraging. I suppose these Ki-27s have already operated in battles, they do have some experience. His Buffaloes may lack that. And that's another Buffalo damage there. Ideally they don't make it back. I'm not entirely sure which airfield they're flying from. This little red line may suggest Tavoy. If that is in fact their origin airfield. So what we're going to do here is we are going to skip the battle and just see what the actual numbers are at the end. Okay, so we do see one Ki-27 destroyed, supposedly. Now, we are fighting right over Bangkok, so our planes have the best chance here. They only have to return to the airfield just below them. The Buffaloes, we did inflict some damage on them, so he might lose a couple Buffaloes on the way home. Right, here we go. So we have the first of our bombing runs here. We have the G3M2s, we have 16 Ki-43 1Bs, and 8 A6M2 Now, as you can see here, we do have 9 B339Ds here. So I think we should be able to make good work of them. Now, ideally, he will have 5 combat air patrols in the area that will respond to this battle, so we should ideally be able to destroy more of his actual planes. But currently, these are the best fighters that we actually have in the Malayan theatre. So this is pretty good for us. We actually do have a fair complement of fighters here. We obviously outnumber him. Okay. It looks as though his B339s are at a somewhat higher altitude, which is interesting. Now, are our Zeros flying at 15,000 or 20,000 feet? Actually, it currently looks like it's just the Ki-43s that are actually engaging here. Which is not bad, at least if the Zeros can actually save their ammunition, that's probably for the best. Yeah, looks like they're dropping out of battle. So there's Swordfish, how you doing, my man? We do have Toujos in China. I would very much look towards bringing them somewhere to be more useful, really. Though, while they're in China, I might have them to actually aid the Ki-43s. Okay, we're hitting the airfield here at Johor Bahru. The reason I'm doing this is so we can actually gain a little bit more breathing room. I don't want it to be possible for him to base planes outside of Singapore. I want everything he can fly, I want it to be based in Singapore so that when we do obviously hit the airfields there, it will cause maximum damage. I want him to suffer the actual logistical penalties as well. I don't want him to have his air force spread out through a few airfields. I want him to really have to, well, suffer the consequences of having a overabundance of aircraft in Singapore. Now we are, of course, hitting the runway here, which is quite nice. We'll speed up and see what the results are. Now, technically, no allied losses, but of course we did inflict damage. We did kill a few here. Okay, so 8 hits to the airbase, 3 hits versus the supply. Runway has been hit 17 times. Well, 17 points of damage. He does have 1 plane there. Did it take one of them out? It might have done. I think we had 24, but still we are going to get through here. Yes, 1 destroyed, 2 damaged. I mean, this is the issue with the G3M2 now, they just really don't have the capability to defend themselves. But they delivered an additional 8 hits to the runway. Right, notice he has a Catalina over Canton. Now that's very interesting. I really do wonder, is he going to think, okay, does he actually have nobody on Canton? Or is he just fucking with me? That's not bad. We do suffer a hit to the runway, but we do take one of these SB3s down by flak. Okay, looks like he has some bombers attacking Mersing here. That's definitely a allied surface task force. I don't know what it consists of as of yet. He has some surface ships over here. I do wonder, did he think that we might have been selling forth to Mersing? But this is a very interesting opportunity that we have undergoing here. Now, should this be anything more than motor-launched torpedo boats, or just obviously like small, I don't know, escort picket forces, then that would be rather interesting, would have actually played a hand there. Now, I do wonder what these ships are. We did have a number of ships just sitting outside here for a long time. I think they were basically acting as something like submarine bait. We are aware of the Cornwall Heavy Cruiser and, what was it, the Enterprise Light Cruiser, as well as, what, 3 or 4 destroyers. So he's definitely moving his surface assets north here. The thing is, once we actually suppress his air power in this area, what is he going to do to challenge us at sea? I don't think he realizes the sheer amount of might that we actually have in this area. It absolutely dwarfs what the Allies will have in this area, as far as I can imagine. Okay, yep, look at that. Unescorted bombers withdraw, yeah, they see that it's not worth it. Which is, oh no, here we go. This is going to be good. Right, so some of them do make it. Right, so we do lose an additional G3M2 on the ground. We do lose a reconnaissance plane there. It's a shame that we didn't do more damage with our fighters. They must have not just been able to get in there. But we do destroy 2 139s as far as we're concerned. 4 Hudsons have been damaged, 1 destroyed by flak. Relatively light damage. I'm not happy about losing the bombers, but we will have superior bomber models appearing shortly. Okay, so this is looking better. That's the Blenheim destroyed. Yes, Blenheim destroyed, 139 destroyed, no damage to the airfield. Yeah, he's not going to be happy. So this would be the combat air patrol from the actual carriers here. This is actually really quite nice. So this is going to help reduce the number of bombers he can actually throw at us here. I'd wager he was actually trying to hit Cotobrou, but with the sheer amount of zeros coming from the carriers, he's going to find that extremely difficult. As of course we're only operated from 1 hex out, so we're only about 40 miles off the coast here, give or take. Yeah, these planes are all unescorted as well, so this is just free experience for us. It's really quite nice. One of them does make it through amazingly. But another one is destroyed. Yes, so you can see here he is bombing Chiang Mai. The thing is, we are pulling out of that area, so it's no issue really. Yep, 2 Buffaloes against 34 K-27s. Let's see how they do, really. One of them is destroyed, and we suffer no losses ourselves. Okay. So into the PM air operations here. Now we should see a bombing run over Mersing, ideally. Argonaut has been hit. We do see allied ships off the coast of Pearl Harbor now. Right, Task Force 1 observes allied reconnaissance craft at 15595 near Midway Island. He may not yet have sighted us. Right, just look at the sheer amount of air power there. Now, ideally, we don't take too much in the way of actual flak losses, but that is a lot of air power. I think what we'll probably do then is withdraw from the area. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. I do not want to stick here for any length of time. The thing is, I've shown my hand here. I've shown him, right, okay, this is where Kidabutai is. If you want to do anything with our carriers, you can do it in X, Y, and Z as Kidabutai is here. So there's an argument to be made here for immediately leaving the area. To actually keep the, well, I suppose we could call it, we could describe it as the sword of Damocles, really. We want him to always be afraid of Kidabutai. We want him to always wonder where she actually is. So I am going to consider actually pulling out from the midway operation immediately. We do have the forces on the island. They should be sufficient to actually take the island. We take a look at the amount of submarines here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At least 7 submarines in this area. We do not know what else is coming, but before we leave we should be able to throw off another air operation there, another bombing run. We can see that we do inflict 112 casualties here. 5 disabled, 17 disabled, 1 disabled. So that's obviously going to hurt the Americans even more, and it'll just mean another day before we can actually see... What the hell are they doing? Wow. Please tell me I didn't tell them to sweep Singapore. Yeah, exactly. Max range on the way out. Right, so we are seeing B-17s now. Now, it's a shame that we do not have the actual zeros in. The B-17s can actually cause a lot of damage here. Yeah, they make it through. Okay, so another G3M2 is destroyed on the ground. We do destroy one of the B-17s here, but 4 are damaged. Okay, so they don't inflict huge losses. We do suffer another reconnaissance plane loss there. It looks as if they're definitely flying from Singapore. We know that one. So that means that they will find it... they should be able to make it back to Singapore. I'd imagine these 4 damaged planes will probably make it back. B-17s are quite tough. We really need zeros to kill these, or really Tojos. Something with cannon. Something with sufficiently heavy munitions. Now it's interesting to see that we have not yet had the airstrike against Mersing. I don't think that's actually going to fly this turn then. Seems that way. We had something there. Right, Amphibious 167 unloading. Right, we are seeing ships off the coast of Pearl Harbor there. Okay, the land attack phase. This should be rather interesting. So we do yet again have a deliberate attack over here. So the 90th Division, the 35th, the 20th Reconnaissance, 23rd Tank, 8th Reconnaissance, and 10th Tank Regiments. We are facing off against the 90th, 96th, and 98th Chinese Corps. I don't know if we'll be able to dislodge them this turn, but reinforcements are definitely coming here. As long as we inflict heavy losses on them, we should be good. Right, they're not yet forced to retreat. They will be soon. So we suffer there 408 allied casualties. They have suffered 1,000 casualties here. 4 squads disabled. Sorry, 4 squads destroyed, 24 disabled. We haven't yet lost any vehicles, which is a good thing. But the matter here is he is losing men. It will not be long before he's overwhelmed and forced to pull out. If I can actually see, that looks as if he's actually trying to pull his forces out here, which might be quite good for us. So the defender has the terrain, leads experience is obviously negative, supplies are negative, so yeah, they're finding it difficult. Once we do have the actual power to really barge on through here, we'll be able to take fresh divisions and throw them into a fight against a weakened enemy, which would be quite good for us. N1Ks will be available in early 1943. Yeah, looking forward to that. You could launch one more airstrike. Yeah, gone through that one, yep. Japanese shock attack at a low star. Right, the good news is the armor actually isn't here, which is very, very nice. Yeah, looks like the human walls in China. Seems that way. So a low star is ours. Banzai. Okay. Very good. We do have another airfield to use now. So we have an allied bombardment attack at Midway. So we need another day or so for our forces to be ready. But you can see that we definitely do have the assault value advantage. We have a numbers advantage so far. We do have a gun advantage. He does have vehicles. But I'd say probably as we leave with Kirubutai, another airstrike will be sufficient to just absolutely annihilate them. Of course, the forces then on the island will be ready to attack. Allied shock attack at Ichang. Okay, wow. Now, this could either be a victory for the Chinese or a catastrophic defeat for the Chinese. I know which one I would prefer, but I'm not entirely convinced he may fail here. He does have some units that are basically worthless, but some of these other units do have some power. And the fortifications have been reduced to level 1 here at Ichang, so I'm a little bit worried. We do have the 34th Division, which is obviously an experienced division by now. We do have supply. The 13th RGC Temporary Division has actually got some staying power there. I'm just hoping that our division will be able to see us through the day. Right, we do lose a lot of power there. Right, these men need to hold on. If they're forced out of position, because we are losing a lot of assault value here. If we're forced out, we are going to find it difficult. We may yet lose a lot of men here. We hold on. Okay. We barely hold on, but we have held on there. What are the losses like? So we suffer 2,173 losses there. 10 squads destroyed, 86 disabled. Yeah, this is the issue. The Chinese here have lost similar numbers of casualties. 61 destroyed, however, is a big number. But you take a look there, 327 squads disabled, 1 squad destroyed, 25 disabled, 2 squads destroyed, 27 disabled. So, the issue is he has the numbers. Though I think he's suffered there really quite badly. I don't think he'll be able to potentially mount another attack. It really does depend on what his forces, what their shape's like. So defenders lacking leadership, preparation, experience. So we'll assign a new commander here to the defenders of Ichang, as that may yet help us. Supposedly experience is not helping us. I'd imagine that's probably the Chinese forces for the most part. But we have inflicted some big losses on him here. I mean, 327 squads being disabled is no laughing matter. That is a lot of men. I mean, that's what, nearly 400? I mean, obviously for over 400 when you combine in the destroyed numbers. Big numbers there. Yep, we have our shock attack from the 32nd A detachment. Yep, they have surrendered. 11 Japanese casualties for 195 Allied casualties, and that force is wiped out. Indeed, the Emperor was with us. So, not the largest force, but they still had 18 guns, so not the, not typical of most Chinese forces, actually. Right, Ichang has managed to expand fortifications to level 1 again, which is very good news. Okay. It's an eventful turn, actually. Some surprises, really. Of course, we have seen him actually score some hits with his torpedoes. But he scored hits on ships that really don't matter too terribly much. And the ones he scored hits on, and, well, of course he did sink one off the coast of, off the coast of Midway Island. But they were already buggered anyway. Okay. So I think, on the whole, that seems like a very... well, a fairly positive turn for us. Okay, we do have new forces arrive in Japan. 64th Sentai. Right. Yes, doing it again. It's gotta be something there causing this. I may have to stop using this utility if it keeps doing this. I was gonna attempt to do this. For some reason, I didn't have one already set up. I do wonder if it's actually due to the, multiple shortcuts. But we'll just save it here. I'm just gonna attempt to actually fix this with a shortcut, because I can't be arsed playing if it's gonna be doing that shit. It's just weird when it starts doing it so recently. Okay, so 80-81. So we'll just close the game here. Okay. Just hold on there 2 minutes, guys. So that's my windowed one. Well, I'm going to be using the windowed one anyway, so we'll just load it up in that one. If it's doing the same, then I'm going to be annoyed. I was just curious how long that turn resolution was. In terms of, like, a few hours? Maybe. I don't think it was the longest turn resolution we've ever had. Right, what was it? 80 and 81. Yep, yes. Obviously enter the password then. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah. Seems fine here. I can't fathom the reason for that one, then. Okay, so let's go over the results then of what actually happened. I'm quite curious as to what has happened over here at Midway. We do have the Udakazi. Now, I did tell these ships to actually leave here. So I don't know why they're not leaving. It may be due to... I don't know why they've not left as of yet. I may have to... It may be due to the threat tolerance. I may have to set them to absolute threat tolerance to actually get them out here. I think it's to do with... I don't know, it's something. I don't know what it is as of yet. But it's not the actual graphics mod, it's more to do with the CB's utility. The longest was when the mighty biplane... Well, it wasn't the actual biplane that sank Haruna. She did get damaged by biplanes, but it wasn't biplanes that finished her. Now, they're still... Right, that's why then. That makes sense. They were still unloading. Do not unload cargo. There we go. So they should leave now, which is what we want, of course. We didn't suffer any hits to our main force here. The ones that did suffer hits were the ones that have obviously been left here. The ones I can't really get out anyway. Yeah, we'll take a look at the ships in Malaya soon. Right, cancel that. You have to stay here. There's nowhere else for you to go, actually. On your way away from Midway, I'd suggest to find an ASW arcs behind you. Yeah, that's true. So troop losses are split to the other ships. Well, is one force I'm leaving here, the other one that is undamaged are going to be leaving the island. They would have left had we stopped the unloading process, but that was something I missed. We can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 submarines now. Now we're already on course to leave. No, right. It seems like we've definitely found a lot of submarines here. Are we detected? He knows we're here. Yep, he has full information on Kiributai. Aye, definitely. Hello there, Carl. How you doing, my man? Okay, so he's fully aware of Kiributai. So, as suggested, what we will do then is actually set up some ASW arcs behind us. We have the troops on the island to actually take the island. We did inflict some good losses there with our airstrike, which is quite nice. There's only 1 day now until these troops are unpacked. We can already see this assault value is actually increasing quite nicely. What I may do is have bombard, but I don't think it would be necessary. I think it'd actually be a negative for us here if we did it half and half. But yeah. Disruption is decreasing, fatigue is decreasing. Hardly any disruption here, hardly any fatigue. We're just really waiting for their guns to become available. Once they are, we'll begin to attack, and we'll take the island of Midway. I do not want to leave anything more than necessary. I mean, you take a look at the sheer amount of submarines he has over Midway. To be honest, I'm really happy that we decided against moving here and we decided to move to the south. Because you take a look at that, that's a large amount. We honestly do not want to stay here. There's no need for us to stay here. Udakazi is going to head towards Wake, where we do have a destroyer tender, but we are going to take Kiributai and leave this area. We'll hopefully have an airstrike on the way out, but otherwise they are going to leave the area. Now what do we have here? 2 sub-chasers, one ship over here. Shock attack. I think I'm going to wait for the actual troops to be unloaded. And then we'll actually go for an attack. Okay, so we are aware that there's a little force out this way. 57 disabled squads on Midway, half of them fighting force, indeed. Aye. It's not great numbers, is it? We did take quite a few losses there. The 53rd Naval Guard's looking good, but of course they will do, due to the fact that they were ready for combat. These guys were loaded in strategic mode, so yeah, they got kind of mauled here. Luckily, we do have the vast majority of everything else, but yeah, one more day will be good. Maybe run Kiributai south to support Fiji. Yep, that is where we're going to be heading with Kiributai. We are going to head south. I do want her to head towards the actual Marshall Islands. To a national degree though, so we can have oilers go out there and refit. Well, basically replenish her oil. Undo is currently loading oil. We do have submarines that have arrived here now. It's a good job that we do have sufficient fuel here. We did have our delivery. We do have this oiler over here. You're heading... Where are you heading? You're currently on retirement allowed, so Toho Maru is actually heading back. Okay. Yeah, we'll get down to Fiji in a moment. So we do have our aviation engineers that are actually meeting up. Okay. Yes, we have the Fiji landing force over here now. Very good. So what sort of numbers we're looking at? And I would very much look towards increasing the escort here. So we're currently looking, let's see. 5,692 men. 384 in terms of equipment. Under 10,000 tons of resources. How are we doing actually down this way then? So we are... Yeah, we're about to turn out here. Tomorrow we will land at Savi. Yeah, we'll actually hit Savi tomorrow. That's fantastic. Yeah. We'll go through the town, don't worry. Don't you worry. Bad a thing. Okay. I've not seen any sightings down here. Of course, what we're going to do now is actually run reconnaissance of Suva. Fatigue's building, but it's not too terrible. Okay, so run reconnaissance over the island. Okay. Well, here's a question. The historical gamer knows where your CP fleet is, so what do you do in this situation? Yeah, that's what I was talking about, actually. Yeah, currently targeted at Picobago, but that's obviously ridiculous. Okay, target here, super. Yep. This was one that we actually did come up with, well, that Lupus, well, basically the Dream Team helped us with. So what it is this force was obviously from Canton Island, so obviously they were out by this way. Now, he has had reconnaissance over Canton. It's a shame, because I still have some supplies there. I would like to actually pick up one day. But the thing is, we did just see that he is actually running reconnaissance over this island. So I don't know whether he knows as of yet if that force has left. I don't know if he's even detected these forces, because if he hasn't detected these forces, then we're actually going to be looking pretty good. Okay, I think I do have a float plane here. Yes, I do. Oh, fantastic. Right, what we're going to do then is we're going to tell you to run reconnaissance over the island here to Savi. Fantastic. Now, that may help us out actually with landings. Very nice. Oh, right, the reconnaissance, we have to lower it. Thanks there, James. That's really encouraging. So do we want to lower it then when it's actually running reconnaissance? Okay, we'll lower that to, what, 80? As in Fiji with 2 to 3 reconnaissance groups would make a massive interdiction zone. Yeah, ideally. Now, of course, so we'll have our landings at Savi next turn then. So once we do land here, because I don't believe he's actually aware of our forces, I think we've caught him out here. We do, of course, have more submarines moving into the area. The submarines are really going to be a safety net to some degree. Yep, a small group there. We have more submarines, actually in small packs all over the place, actually, at the moment. Right, where's the Guam cover force? Okay, so the Guam cover force is over here. Lower it to 0. Right, is the opposite? Right, okay. Seems like the opposite to naval search then, but that's fine. Okay. So I do want you to run reconnaissance over Suva. Definitely build that up. Well, in fact, I'll have one of the actual submarines launch reconnaissance over the other, well, the other base there. Yes, run it at Nadi. What do I have here, then? So, of course, with the I-8, as we do have this guy, when it is on naval search, do I want to run that at 100% or do I want to run that at 0? I do think some of the missions are a little bit strange, like it sometimes works in opposite ways. After this, you should probably begin lots of small landers across the north of Dutch East Indies. Yep, that's definitely going to be on the cards there. Lower it on all of them. What, to just 0? Yeah, of course, this one too has its reconnaissance. Yep, good spot there. So when it comes to the actual naval search, do we run that at 0% as well then? Because there's one plane. I suppose if there's one plane it does make sense, considering there's only one. Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it? We'll just wait for this answer here. When it's on naval search, set it to 100% if you only have one available. Right, okay. See, that's the funny thing, it actually works in the opposite way for reconnaissance then. But that's something that we'll bear in mind in the future then. So of course we do have... Yeah, you look at this, we have I-9, I-8 operating in this area. So we actually do have something of a search net in this area. It might be one plane, well 2 planes in total, operating a couple miles apart, maybe a couple 100 miles apart. But that's still something of a net. It might spot something. You should use some of your units to build fortifications on some islands behind your lines by the time the USA comes in to force you. We'll see. We are going to build fortifications on certain islands, but on islands where the supplies are pretty... Like, we are building up fortifications here. I might actually tell them to stop due to the fact that these numbers are low. We do have some supply coming in, though, I believe. You could also probably take a small base itself and run Mavises just out of it. Yep. Well, what we're doing at the moment is we are running our our H6K4s over here. Now, 2 of them are up for maintenance. Of course, it's going to take a couple days, but we do have Air Force engineers that will land tomorrow. Yeah, they're going to be in here tomorrow, which is good news. Then once we're ready, we'll have those planes actually begin to move down to either Suva or to Savai. We have time to build fortifications, that's good then. The only islands that I wouldn't consider building fortifications on as immediately yet is just those where I need the supplies elsewhere for the time being, but I would like to build fortifications up. Okay, so things are running quite nicely. Oh no, Task Force 157 has been spotted. Right, so he spotted the 2 destroyers and patrol boat here. He knows about them. Okay, what we're going to do then is we're going to tell them to, on absolute threat tolerance, you need to land. If you do not land, you do not live. Absolute threat tolerance. Why don't you run them over Canton Island? I mean, Canton Island is there, sure. We could do. The only issue is the airfield is damaged. Not terribly heavily, but it's still damaged. I also don't have any troops there. But we might do in the future. It would be a nice hopping off point, wouldn't it? Obviously, it would bring us in range. Well, actually, no, we'd not yet be in range of Suva, but not far off. I just don't know if the airfield's really worthwhile yet. Do you plan on taking Port Moresby to close the Torres Strait? Yep, absolutely. See, I'd love to take Horn Island as well, but I think that one's a little bit precarious, but it is a beautiful position. So, of course, we will have our submarines moving into these areas to obviously patrol here. How did we go on over this way, then? So, of course, these submarines are still moving. We do obviously still have search over this area of the Dutch East Indies. Right. Now that is interesting, because that's completely false, or is it? We're aware of a heavy cruiser and a light cruiser. I do find it interesting, how many ships did we actually spot? How many ships did we actually engage with, should I say? Where is it? There we go, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we spotted Jupiter, Enterprise, Perry? Pietijn. So, Dutch destroyers here. As well as obviously British, I'd imagine. But that's interesting. I sincerely doubt that is battleships. I sincerely doubt. We could be seeing further heavy cruisers, actually. What else do we have here? Destroyer. Yeah, who fed the scout planes on the Saki, yeah. Right, we do see a cruiser mine layer here, supposedly. But this worked out really well for us, actually. We did, of course, see losses to our own bomber force here, as, of course, he's obviously thrown a lot at us. But the thing is, see, I'm quite surprised that we didn't see any additional action at Mersing. Though, I was hoping for my bombing... Well, my bombers to actually come out here, but it seems we weren't going to be too successful there. Yeah, no, it seems that way. I don't have a heading either. I don't think it's actually moved. Has it moved? Yeah. And to be honest, if it was battleships all the way out here, I'd be so goddamn happy. That would be a perfect prize, but no, that can't be battleships. I'm going to wager... So we're aware of one heavy cruiser, the Cornwall. I'm going to wager that we'll probably see the Australian heavy cruisers in here. He might have a heavy cruiser from India. He might have some cruisers from the US. But I'm going to wager this is probably an Australian-British force with Dutch elements in there. That's what I'm wagering at the moment. Yeah, that report is obviously false. Now, the good news is here, of course, we do have a Singapore Express in position. And we have seen how effective they have been. Those Zeros obviously have made their presence felt here. What's up, Mersing at Syncap? Syncap. Where the hell's Syncap? Oh, right here. We see an AM and a DD. We're patrolling this particular area more heavily. We are patrolling this area, of course. Well, the thing is, if he sends them in, what are they gonna do? They're not gonna do shit. Does anyone know when THG will get British carriers in the theatre? I know he has Hermes. She's begins over here in Ceylon. But, yeah, she's not really terribly much of a threat. She carries planes, of course, so she is a threat, but yeah, she's not terribly deadly. Okay, so you've been left on your own. You are making 6 knots. It's a shame because it's a useful ship at the end of the day. Heavy cruisers are only marginally shorter than battleships. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's probably battleships. Cruisers. Okay, I'm gonna say your home port is over here. As of course you do need to return there. So yep, head in there to base. Just set your threat tolerance to absolute. You just need to obviously get back home. But our forces have landed over here. Yeah, we made it to the port. Right, we're unloading the Mayura detachment. Good news. Yeah, see, that's out there in a dangerous position. I don't have any escorts either. Hashimis. I may tell them to actually make full speed. Possibly. We will be able to find some escorts, I'd imagine. We'll take a look at that one again in the future, actually. Okay. So, he'll be happy. He'll be quite happy that he's inflicted some losses with the submarines this turn. But in reality, she has not gone down. And she's probably... she's not really worth terribly much. I mean, what's her actual victory point value? She's worth 5 points. It's a nice ship at the end of the day. It does have armaments, of course. So I don't want it to die, because I can make use of it, especially as it is a mine layer. I could obviously mine the port, so ideally she makes it. If not, oh well. The main forces, the forces I actually wanted to reach the island, well, to reach the Philippines, have arrived, which is good. So that's the actual important part here. Okay, so we're unloading. Good news. Any aces? We'll check in a moment, actually. Okay, so they're heading to that base there. I don't know if I should bother actually doing that, considering it'll probably fall under my control anyway. Lucina has fallen under our control here. Okay. Did that happen this turn? Or was that last turn? Okay, the Tanaka detachment has obviously reached position here. We'll set them to combat mode. Operation orders there. There we go. Okay. I can build some fortifications at this base. I could build an airfield, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to build fortifications here as this is going to be a staging point. Well, staging point for us. A supply base as well. Okay, so our other forces have arrived here at San Fernando. Yep, carrying the Air Force engineers and some additional SNLF. Still trying to unload the division here as well as the tanks. Yes, the 33rd Division there is building up. We still have 3,828 troops aboard. It's been taking a very long time. Yeah. Lots of troops yet to unload. We have to wait until they're ready. Once they are ready, though, we will have a full division ready to throw at him, which is also going to make up a significant amount of force. So, of course, we have run some reconnaissance here, so we are more aware of what is actually going on. So he does have 13,000 men here. And 50,000 men here. Okay, that's fine by me. It seems as though he may actually just be pushing all of his forces to Bataan, which, if he is pushing them all to Bataan, that's fine by me. I'd much rather just keep him hemmed in at Bataan than have to fight him. So that's actually a good thing. Manila there, only 4,200 troops supposedly, very nice numbers. We do see 12 auxiliary aircraft here. We do see 16 bombers, sorry, 16 fighters, 2 bombers, and some auxiliary aircraft there at Clark. Yes, that airfield has recovered. We may want to launch some sweeps over this way. Okay. Right. I need to find myself some escorts. Of course, the Guam Cover Force is going to catch up. Bombard at Mercy. Which one are we talking about there, sorry? Oh, right, at Bataan. See, I would do that, but he does have coastal guns, and they would make some pretty easy work. Yeah, they would definitely make easy work of those. Okay. Have we cleared Hong Kong of mines? That's something I want to find out. So we'll go through the operations log here. Ah, there we go, we do occupy the base. Right, they've been packed. I-19, 22, 25, 121, 153, 154, 165, and RO64. Okay, you're heading back to replenish. All of these submarines have been sighted by the enemy. 292 could not completely unload at a party. Yep, that's fine. Yep, we'll check for aces. We'll check soon. Bhutan, however, is smaller than Manila by far. Do we mean Bhutan? Right, Task Force 6 allows 9 free to catch up. 4 has merged with 42. Yeah, obviously that is a force that's heading back. 4 ships at Pakhoi. Okay. Report submarine at 102.58 near Nagasaki. That could be entirely possible. So we detected Catalina by Tarawa. Now that does worry me. He may know about the invasion force coming. He may know about it. He may have just missed it. But he definitely does have reconnaissance operating out that way. So that does lead me to think that he's actually operating planes from Fiji. Allied level bomber 157, 155 near Savai. Yeah, there's aircraft down in that area then. Turbulence of the water near Midway. Yep, these are all the submarines near Midway. Okay, I-23 sights Allied dive bomber. That is interesting. At 181104. 181104. Dive bomber. Supposedly sighted here. We do have a force over this way, don't we? 4 ships. We are aware that 2 ships there are destroyers. Regardless, we need to make full steam for Fiji. Okay. I was wondering then. Okay, that's good news then. Right, we are going to make full speed. I'll put it on patrol actually, then at least we can see when we do go into the actual map. So set patrol zone. Okay, you need to head to this area immediately, just as fast as possible, to be honest. Now, currently you wouldn't be able to make it there with your current amount of fuel. We could arrange for you to obviously be refueled midway. Right, supplies unloading there. Now, if I put you to full speed, you would be there. How much fuel can I bring? Have that cover force near Fiji stay near the Fiji landing forces? Yeah, they need to catch up first and foremost. Yeah, fuel's definitely needed. We do have Ondo currently loading fuel. We should have another oiler out here. Unless that was the Ondo. Well, we do have a Toho Maru. Yeah, we may be limited on the amount of fuel here. An alternative. Find some AOs in the vicinity, load them up with fuel, tell them to be Kitabutai. Yeah, we do have 2 oilers here in the Marshall Islands. What I'm thinking here... Well, that's... Oh no, I'm unloading supply. Okay. What I'm going to do then is actually... We're not going to go full speed. We still make good speed here. Right. Okay. We're going to make for the Marshall Islands. Right, we are going to save that fuel as well. It's going to give us some time to actually load fuel aboard the oilers. We did just refuel the Guam cover force though, which is why we obviously used quite a bit of fuel there. Now, fuel is going to be a limiting factor here. These fine gentlemen are heading out at 10 knots. Question is, do we wish to actually speed that up? Well, to be honest, we don't need to worry about then. Yeah, we'll head here at mission speed. It's going to take us a couple days to catch up, but we will catch up as they're only going to be moving 10 knots. I may have them just hold off. Potentially. I don't think it would be wise for us to go in quite yet until the cover force is closer. Yeah, they do need a lot of fuel. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to head towards the Marshall Islands, obviously. If we need... Well, what I'm thinking here... Let's see what we do have available. So we do obviously have all of this sub-troll. I do have a tanker that's currently unloading. What else do we have in port? So we do have other ships in port that are carrying lots of fuel, like the submarine tenders Rio de Janeiro and the Yasukuni Maru. We also have the Toa Maru, which is a tanker. What I'm thinking here is, in a pinch, we could take the 2 submarine tenders, actually have them join Kiributai, take their fuel from them, obviously spread it out across the actual task force. Yeah, it's probably for the best. It does make me wonder. I don't know if you can put fuel in the oilers by having... I don't think it works like that. I'm not entirely sure. But I would be interested to see what we could do. But I think as something of a... yeah. Oh, I know that we can replenish at sea. I'm aware of that one. I mean, we replenished the Guam cover force via tender at sea. I'm aware of that one. I'm just thinking how best to do it. Of course, the oilers only carrying about 240... units of fuel right now. They are going to load up, but it's going to take some time. I may tell them, yeah, what we're going to do is actually tell them to stop loading fuel here. What I think I might do is actually have them head down here to potentially Tarawa. Just station the task force in the Hex instead of replenish from sea and take fuel. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good then. We'll do that. Possibly, anyway. Is this, yeah, we'll take Ocean Island and the other island in time. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to head towards Tarawa. We're going to make for Tarawa. What I'm going to do here is... What's the size of the port at Tarawa? Size 1. Size 2 port. Size 1. I'm worried about time. Right. Okay. What we're gonna do then is we'll have the invasion force head back to Tarawa for the moment. We'll allow the Guam cover force to catch up at Tarawa. We'll do this all together. I can't... And the issue is I can't make the timing work. If I had Oilers ready to go, then I could have had them move down here, but it's not worth it. So what we're going to do then is we're going to head straight... yeah, we're going to head for Tarawa. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ships from over here and have them actually head out to Tarawa, where we'll actually replenish at sea unless the Oilers are ready. I'm half tempted to take the tanker down here to Tarawa itself. The port is only size 2, however. Right, I don't have any fuel over here at Roinamar. It's an issue of port size. But if I tell the tanker to stop unloading so that the only thing that is in the port doing something will be the oiler. Yeah. It does worry with me. Because obviously we do have our operation over here to survive, which may come under attack. But we can't pull out here, of course. I think they will make it. I think we'll make it over here to survive. Once survive ideally comes under our control. I've learned that the hard way that's better to postpone operations to get everything right than rush in. Yeah. See, I have my Oilers over here. They're too far out. I'd be wasting time and fuel having them head back to the Marshall Islands and head all the way back to Japan. We'll have them head to Japan where they can be of use in the future. Okay, our forces are moving here. They're heading back. Well, they're actually heading there with 146 to Takao. There's plenty of submarines here. Okay, they're heading into port. Definitely need it. You're heading into Nagasaki. We do have some very nice ships over here to make use of. Resources coming in there. Right, loading it up, and we are unloading supply here. Supply and fuel. We do have plenty of fuel, but yeah, I suppose it's not a bad thing. I don't know why they loaded fuel, to be honest. Okay. We finally arrived upriver at Hankow. So we're unloading the aviation as well as some supply here. Which is good, very good, okay. We of course do have a little bit of fuel there, but it's not the fuel that we need as we have sufficient fuel upriver. We're unloading the supply here, that's what matters. So we do, well we'll have, yeah, we should have something in the region of about 14 to 15,000 tons of supply then. Which is good news. The extra aviation will be definitely appreciated. Let's take a look over here. Aviation Support 72 required is only 33 at the moment. But it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Now, of course, we do have our forces here. Did I forget to tell them? I may have forgot to actually put them on the correct mode. But he didn't attack us, so that's good news. I think we should run this operation over here with bombardment. Though I'm going to have the division actually just hold off on that. When planning Kiributai operations, set fuel ships or send oilers in some forward bases so you can replace Kiributai in such situations. Or build a replenishment task force that will follow Kiributai. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Now I have a set to that mode. Okay. Engineers obviously defend. Don't know why I brought the engineers here, to be honest. Yeah, he's definitely retreating over here. Those reinforcements are taking their damn sweet time. 35th is hurting. They will need to recover. Yeah, I'm aware, Carl, don't worry. I mean, personally, I don't think he's going to throw his carriers here at Fiji. I think he will be damn well tempted to. And if he does, yeah, I wouldn't say I didn't see it coming, but the thing is, I don't think he's going to do it at Fiji. I think it's such a situation as, well, he's absolutely aware it's only the 20th of December right now. He knows that Kiributai has been reunited. Yes, they've lost a number of fighters. But, when we take a look over here, we still have 80 fighters, 77 of them are ready. That's still more fighters than he can command. He may match it with all 3 of his carriers, but I don't know if he would be able to. I don't know if it would be close. No, I don't think it would have enough. I think we'd still overwhelm him. We'd definitely overwhelm him in terms of actual bombers as well. If you take a look at the dive bombers, that's 129. Torpedo bombers is 143. Yeah, I know, this is it. If he does throw them, we will defeat them. We lack fighter cover, but the thing is, I'd be willing to throw. Yeah, I know, right? See, this is it. I'd be willing to throw away these dive bombers for the most part and torpedo bombers if it meant we could kill his carriers. Because if we did that, that would definitely skew things in our favour for quite a long time. Not that I'd want to throw their lives away unnecessarily so, because there's good pilots there. But if it meant we could actually defeat them in something of a decisive battle in this area, I would be happy. I mean, in this area, we will see eventually then. Kiributai will be reinforced. We'll have additional battleships here. I may consider having them operate with Kiributai. Yeah, I might just have the Guam cover force fold into Kiributai. So that would see us with 2 battleships additional. 4 heavy cruisers, extra destroyers, then whatever else we could muster here. Okay, these submarines will be ready to head out. Yeah. See, I'm quite amused by the fact that he's thrown a lot of submarines over here. I think this has actually been a mistake on his part. Yes, he has inflicted some hits, and the thing is he's going to fear, well, he's going to feel vindicated by having those submarines there. He's going to think, right, well, we hit something at long last, that is going to make it worthwhile. In reality, having submarines at Midway is, in my opinion, not worth it. I would throw 100 experienced pilots if it would sink me some American carriers so early. Yeah, definitely. But this is it. I don't think he's made the right move here. These submarines should not be here in these numbers. These submarines should be out here somewhere. Or even better yet, in Japanese home waters. So for them to waste their time over here at Midway, that's fine by me. We'll pull out this force here. If the actual light cruisers do make it out, I'll have them join in with Kiributai. Just remember then to set up, massive 100-plane train squadrons to recover the train pilot losses, yeah. Okay. Do we spot anything off the coast? We are aware of heavy activity around San Diego. Something's definitely brewing there. Anyone have a link to the map? Yes, if you head over and join my Discord, you will find in the One Pacific channel, in the pin section, you'll find links to all of this stuff. I'm just going to make you a link right now. There we go, generate link, copy. There you go, my friends, and welcome there, JV. Nice to see you in stream. Okay. What I'm going to do here then is actually take a look at this in the tracker then. So that was well, that was like 80 and 81. So we'll go here. And let's see, 80, 81. 81. There we go. Throw that into the actual tracker, let's get some information going. Now, I should be able to link this, actually, I do wonder. Right. Yeah, we should be able to link it up with the actual tracker in a moment. So we'll put this in here. Yeah, you're most welcome. So 81. I'm going to have to delete some of these saves, actually, just to make sure things are ordered. Also, the idea of rejoining the cover force with the carriers is a mistake. I feel like the Fiji landers will be hit by the surface ships. Well, we're not going to have like the Fiji landings without Kitabutai, really, at this point. What I meant by that is, yes. Sorry, I'll explain that point a bit more. I suppose I was a bit vague there. What I mean is the Guam cover force isn't going to immediately head out to join Kitabutai. Kitabutai is going to meet at Tarawa along with the forces from the Guam cover force as well as the invasion forces. So what we'll do then is we'll have the Guam cover force in numbers actually escort in the landed forces. The remainder will then join as part of Kitabutai, and Kitabutai and the Guam cover force will move into this area. Hopefully by that point we'll have secured Savai, where we can actually run patrol planes from, ideally. Therefore, gaining further information, ideally attacking the enemy, should we be potentially able to. We will have submarines moving into the area. Yeah, we'll have a lot here. I know, I always said that I would delete some saves, but the thing is, I'm bloody lazy. I'll eventually do it, don't worry, man, don't worry. It's like, for those of you who've been with me for a while now, you know my desktop used to be completely awful. Like, it used to be such a massive mess. And it only took me, like, what, 30, 40 streams to clean it up? Probably more. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is actually take a screen cap of these numbers. I always feel like I miss them and forget the bloody numbers. So just going to take a screenshot here with Bandicam just so I can remember these numbers. Okay. There we go. I'll just hold on to that for the time being then. There we go, that's what I need. Okay. We'll load the current turn. There we go. Turn 14 loaded. Yeah, so of course that is going to happen. So Tokyo's showing less supply. Of course, we did expand the engines over that way. So that is going to make sense, as well as, I think, some aircraft production. So Tokyo's going to complain about being short of supplies for a little bit of time. But we will have additional supplies moving there. And there won't be any more done. Right, okay, so the Prince of Wales, of course, turn on all vehicle factories. Vehicle factories should be on. There should be no reason why they're off. Yeah, they're already on. They've never been turned off, actually. I think it's just the fact that we're expanding. Yeah, I'll take a look at airframe production in just a moment. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, the vehicle production has never stopped. It is being ramped up. I think they're just complaining about the lack there. So of course, Prince of Wales reported sunk falsely, which we really knew about. We knew that was going to be the case. Tai Sang sunk supposedly. Yeah, we do lose the Aratama Maru and the Asama Maru. And that's a shame, because obviously that's a troop transport, but we'll be able to make do in the future. Mogami has supposedly been repaired, Kashi has been repaired. So we do take Lucina and a low star this turn. These guys have been unpacked in Nagasaki, as obviously they are restricted. I'd have to spend an exorbitant amount of political points to actually have them made ready. Okay. New leaders here. Yeah, that's due to the fact that they're unloading, so they're all indifferent. Actually, no, this is the 4th division, isn't it? So that would be the one on board the actual troop transports. Okay. 38th C Division has unpacked outside of... actually, no, inside Canton. Has the 104th Division unpacked? I've not seen it here, but it may already be unpacked, actually. Right. What I'm going to do then is, let's see. Just go back in here then for the time being. Obviously that one is incorrect. Where is it saving that information, man? I'm looking in the wrong file here. Aces, don't worry. Now, CB said it would save it somewhere, so it's got to be here somewhere. I'd imagine I'd just be able to go and find it in the traditional way. Okay, so we'll take a look at aces then to satisfy Carl, because I know Carl will probably come down and shoot me one day if not. And I say that with love. Okay, top pilots. We don't have an ace yet. Not yet. Oh, we did lose our pilot here. It's a shame. Killed in action. What's that? Missing in action? I forget what WIA means. Nah, sure, the airframes at the moment. So we have a Sada here. Yes, a Sada here. Kurosawa, Yokoyama. So each of them has 4 kills, and then we do have quite a few there with 3, and then a lot with 2 kills. A lot with 1. Yeah, we're actually not doing too bad. I mean, you take a look at all these pilots here that, of course, have kills. And these, of course, are leading pilots. You can actually see the platforms as well they are. So our top 3 leading pilots are A6M2s, and we actually do have a potential ace here in the 1st Santai Squadron, the KI-27. So he deserves to be moved into something else. Okay, so we'll take a look at the air production then. As Black Star may actually hunt me down and kill me too. Okay, so air production. Right, we'll take a look at what is building, and we'll sort that. There we go. Let me know when you have what you need. Of course, 67 zeros now. Oscar production 56, quickly catching up to 0 production. So we will see these numbers increase here. We are put in action. And remember to give all trained squads good instructors. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. And the KI-27 and pilot there could actually be quite a good one to take off the front lines. Though, well, then again, he could be transferred to a different squadron. We'll decide on that one. I think I'd like to have him make it to aces. We'll see. We'll take a look at his experience anyway. So if we take a look over here, obviously we do currently have 2 A6 and 2 zeros in our pool. 5 KA-43 ICs here, well 1 Cs. It's not repairing very fast. That may be due to the lack of supply in Tokyo, to be fair. For certain ones. I suppose it's going to take some time for obviously it to be done. We'll make sure they are set to repair. Well, you're not producing anyway. Well, you're not expanding anyway, so you don't need to repair. Everything else here is set to repair. And everything here is set to repair. Yeah, it's just going to take us some time, it seems, then. Mibashi. Gifu, very low on supply here. You have to watch the Kantai collection. I'll have to take a look at it, I'm sure. And have minimal supply set up as well. Yes, due to the fact that we took so much supply out of Tokyo by mistake by having the convoys. I should have... Right, you don't have it. There will be a small convoy on its way back. The seaplane. Very nice. Where are they? I'm actually going to tell them to head into Tokyo and deposit their supplies there. Yes, unload your cargo. What do we have in Yokohama has a decent bit of supply, but it would be rather silly to take all that. You need to send at least 20k supply in all these places. Yeah. I mean, Osaka is fine. They're good. I may tell them to switch this off for the time being, actually. I'm going to tell them to stop power supply here for the moment, and then ideally that should flow elsewhere. Obviously, Tokyo does need that supply first and foremost. Where are these two destroyers? They're actually not doing anything right now. Yeah, Gifu. It's obviously because we've spent a lot of our supply. The supply is on its way. Don't worry. Tokyo wouldn't have been in such a bad strait had I not made a little bit of a mistake there, taken too much then, well, not realised how much. Thank you very much there, Saltfish. That really does make a difference, man. 2 large numbers. What, in Osaka? Right. Okay. Oh, it's ×3. So when it says supplies required, it times that number by 3. Okay, didn't know that. Seems a bit strange to do it like that, but okay. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine that's a wildly large number then. We'll set that at 7,000. I wish you could set it from here. That'd be amazing. Okay. As in 20k required or... Set it up around 7 or 8k, that should be enough and flip additional supply to the other bases. Okay. We'll have 8k at Osaka. That may be why we're seeing so little then. I do find that rather odd then, but it's actually 3 times the number listed. Rather strange. Oh, to Osaka. Okay, we'll put that back on then. Plenty of supply there. Okay. That's good information, then. So should we tell each and every one of these ports then to, well, each of these bases to hold on to supply? Or should we just limit that to the main ones? Let's wait for you guys to get back to me. But that does make a lot more sense. I think what we'll do is, we'll go through our actual squadrons and take the best of the best and actually have them sent out elsewhere, as one pilot will be able to do a lot more good. And obviously that would be the, I mean, that was really the downfall, I suppose, of the Japanese. They did keep their aces on the front line, which they did get the results, but obviously the new pilots suffered. Okay. Stockpile and supply in a base will deplete of a base's supply. That's true. Right, we'll take a look at what we actually have available then. Because obviously these bases like Nagasaki doesn't need additional supply being sent there then. We'll just have to take a close look here. Oh, does the colour change? Right. I didn't realise. I thought... I always wondered what the blue meant. But that does make a lot more sense then. Right, okay, that makes it significantly easier to actually understand what we're seeing here. Yeah, we do have training set up. We haven't gone into that much detail in regards to pilots. Okay, so... Osaka. Obviously, we'll keep that up at Kyoto. These are ones who do need it. Kobe. Don't think so. See, this is why I miss playing in full screen. I'd be able to see where the R&D is. We'll take a look then. I suppose we can just go to the R&D. And actually, we'll take a look here. Obviously, these centres do need supply. Right, okay. Okay, the main ports will have supply then. Right, well, what I'm going to do then, for the time being then, is we'll leave it off in centres where they have sufficient supply, I'd say. These regions seem to be operating fine, but it seems. Hong Kong was set to repair, of course, but I don't think we need to. Considering everything was actually captured intact, so that's good news. Armament, okay. I mean, with armaments, we aren't producing, are we? Well, armament seems okay. I mean, the thing is, we're not producing with armament, so we don't need that right now. Vehicles are fine. We don't see that's not a huge amount, but that's sufficient, I'd say. And we'll take a look in this short period. I mean, of course, repair does use a lot of supply. Gifu definitely does desperately need it. I'll set that higher to about 9k then. Right, at least 5k. Right, okay. Right, store supplies here, then. Oh boy, I'm getting grilling today, aren't I? Right, obviously I do need that. Number 2, rapidly increase. Gifu's actually quite important, then. Go to the industry screen. Vehicles, engines, okay. So Gifu will be fixed. Nagoya, we've fixed. Tokyo, we've done. Yokohama, we've done. Mabashi will be set to restock. Actually, didn't click on that one correctly. Yeah, I missed that one. Just noticed it. I like that. I never realized what the colors actually meant, but that makes things significantly easier. Okay, there we go. Don't think we've missed any. So that is our vehicles, engines, air, R&D. Let's see if I missed anything in... How... Right. Toyama. Did I? I did, didn't I? Forgot Kijo. But obviously that's armament, so that might be why. We'll get it set up, and obviously then once we do start producing, it would make things easy. Mukden obviously needs it. Oh no, it's Harbin when I'm actually producing R&D, isn't it? As well as aircraft, I believe. Doing it like this, though, is quite easy. I like that. Okay, so how about our shipyards? Would seem supplies needed at these in it. Or do we need supply here? I'll wait for you to get back to me on opinions. I suppose it depends on where we're actually repairing. Double check that heavy industry is getting oil, okay. So I take it these need to be set to stockpile oil then? Only if it's expanding. No, the allied player does not have any of this headaches. Yeah, Manchukuo. We'll check on Harbin soon. So what are we doing then? Are we setting to stockpile oil at these locations then? Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, obviously that would be really quite spectacular. Right, so do we need to stockpile fuel then? Is that what we need? Right, okay. So we stockpile to similar numbers then? All refineries need oil. Okay. It's going to take some time. Okay, we'll put on the refineries here as well then. Heavy industry needs fuel and resources, right. Stockpile fuel, yep. I'll just do the heavy industry first, and then at least I know what I'm doing there. That's a lot. Set all refineries to stockpile oil. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, that's very good, man. I suppose it's a good thing that we caught it at this point. I mean, this is it. I'm building my knowledge of the game, but I'm not an expert. Maybe one day, after many severe beatings. Oh, stockpile fuel and resources, okay. We'll do that. I do miss the little arrows. That would make things nice. Oh, will that take me through the list? No, it just takes me through everything there. It's a shame. There we go. That's a good thing that we've caught event at this stage. Right. Okay, it'll not take as long like this then. I suppose the economy will recover then and will be underway for full production and R&D. So that's good. Right, it's going to become... Right, there we go. Fuel as well. Yep, we'll get on to light industry soon. Almost done now. There we go, the last one. Then we'll move on to our light industry now. Okay, so light industry owning resources. This one won't take us long. So once we finish with this, we'll obviously get back into the wider game. Yeah. How is the Guadalcanal game going, man? I mean, of course, you can't give away too much as your opponent will be watching. But how are you both finding it so far? Any massive battles as of yet? Any upsets? Anything surprising? That was the longer list. Thank you. God, I wish there was a button that was like, do all or something. Yeah, it's a longer list, isn't it? Oh, god damn. But it is intriguing. I mean, of course, the light industry does produce supply. I mean, they do it at what a lower rate than heavy industry, but they don't require fuel, isn't it? So I can understand why there might be ideas as to really just expand in light industry only. I suppose you'd have quite a dispersed economy then. It's a bit of a standstill right now, no massive battle yet. No carrier battle unless around the 20th of September. Wow. Getting close then. I'll see you later there, Black Star. Have a good one. Thank you very much, obviously, for the spot in here. And I give you permission to beat me with a stick later on, as I know you will do. We'll be able to see your R&D plan set into motion soon enough. I don't imagine it'll take us very long for this actual turn, to be honest. I don't think we have too terribly much left to do. And the R&D side has really been the thing taking the longest in the last few streams here. But we're almost done with it all. And then we'll be able to just see the fruits of that. Almost done. Right, there we go, done. So we need to do now our refineries, is it? So they need to, of course, stockpile oil. So there, Major, how you doing, my man? It's an allied steamroll. Once the supplies get everywhere where they need to be, industry shall recover quickly. Yeah, this is it. We've lost maybe a couple days here, but that's fine. We're not too far in for the economy just to, like, topple over. What's called a Vetivan period. If I was a kind person, I would, like, play, sort of, like, time skip, but I'm not. And if I have to suffer, then all of you have to suffer. Okay, there we go. So we're going to be stockpiling the oil there. Right. Now, we've done the heavy industry, we've done the light industry, we've done the refineries, we've done the armament, vehicle, engines, air, R&D. How about these bad boys, then? Do we... Well, actually, no. It should be stockpiling here as well, to be fair. What do we need? Well, we just need the supply, don't we, for the repairs. That's what's taking place. How about for the actual shipping industry? What do we think here? This isn't suffering. Aye, indeed. That's right. I mean, to be honest, we've done the major parts. I mean, everything's basically underway already. The convoys, I will have to have a look at them in the future, actually, once again. Only if some of them are repairing. Okay. We are producing some actual repair shipyards in Tokyo, however. Yes, Tokyo. So obviously you do need that supply. I'm thinking I'm going to tell them to stop repairing for the time being, then just obviously build that supply up. Yeah, we could do that. What I'd rather do with the bases is we'll keep the forces fluid for the most part. See if there are any numbers in the brackets except 0. Yeah. I mean, Tokyo is the only place that we're actually expanding. That might be why we've been drawing away so much fuel. Sorry, so much supply. So we'll stop that just for the turn. We'll stop that for a couple of days, actually. Allow supply to return. And then we'll obviously have that back in motion. No expansion here. No expansion, that's good. Does planning for defending give you buffs? I'd imagine it would do. I'd imagine you'd have, like, some kind of bonus. Speaking of which, excuse me, we're going to take a look at our commander over here at Chang. Now, I'm obviously worried about the amount of strength here. We did suffer some disruption of fatigue. Fatigue's obviously built there. Now, these forces are set to just obviously defend. They're not actually engaging the enemy, so they should recover quite quickly. I'd imagine the Chinese forces are going to find it difficult to recover as well. But we have suffered, yeah, there's only like, what, 1/3 of the division. I'm very worried about their... Yeah, I'm very worried about that. We'll see if we have a... formidable commander. That may... I mean, they do have one of the best commanders. But we'll take a look at leadership and inspiration, really. So 68, 67 is what we've already got here. And he's one of our best commanders, then. We may give better commanders to the others. Are these only... No, these are Japanese commanders as well. That's rather expensive, however. So that would be a waste of time, really, for forces such as this. We do have 622 political points, but I do need every one of them. We may reconsider. How many supplies do you have at Chang? That's a good point, isn't it? There's a lot of supply here. 26,000. We'll tell them, obviously, to stop then. Now, I might be able to start to launch bombing raids. We might be able to launch bombing raids to actually help alleviate the issues there. Check the commanders for the Fiji landed forces. We'll take a look at that shortly. Indeed. Right. Speaking of that, let's take a look at the, was it the 54th Sentai? Yeah, 54th is completely ready for action. What do we have here? Right, okay, so this is the first Radiant Sentai. Obviously, these forces were designed to actually carry our airborne troops. I am using them, obviously, to supply Chang. Okay. Yep, and they're fully ready for action. Let's look at the pilots. Some of the pilots have gained experience. We do have some rather poor pilots in here. Some very low experience here. So, though on the whole, the vast majority do have at least 60 experience. So it's just a couple of newbies, really. Yeah, average experience is 58. Morale is 84, fatigue 6, 1 kill here so far. Hello there, Kovar. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, the campaign's going fairly well so far. It's, been relatively interesting. Of course, we have lost a battleship, but in reality, that's not the largest loss ever. It's not slowed the campaign, really. We did lose a lot of men at Mersing, which did suck, but it's not stopped us, more so just delayed. Okay. I think what we may do here then is have potentially our Ka-43s. I could have them actually rebase to Hankow. I'm aware of his fighters and, well, his bombers over here at Changsha. We did see that our AA was effective last turn. It's actually doing something, which is good news. This engineer unit may actually make it to Hankow. There's not many of them left, and they are basically roaming through China here. I do feel quite bad for them. Depending on how much micro you want to do, you should shift pilots around every couple of months. Yeah, that'd be a very good thing to do. I think really it's not too terribly much micro. I think if we were to just take note of our pilots and what squadrons needed pilots, and then do it like that sort of way, like obviously move fighters first or move bombers first, and then things like that could be done. We'll actually take a look at that. That's a good thing to take into consideration. How are our forces doing over here? They're taking a very long time to obviously move. The great pilots go into TRACCOM, the elite pilots go to the front against the Americans, and the rookies get sent to China to build experience. Sounds good to me. Right, we do have forces in strategic mode, as obviously I will be moving them soon enough. Now, this line has reopened. So the good news is we do have the line open to us once again. So if we take a look here, I'm just going to bring up the pen. Where's my pen? Where the hell is my pen? Ah, there's the pen. Okay. So with the victory over here, and the A detachment, I think it's the 32nd A detachment, they've opened up the rail line again. So what we can do then is, of course, travel now freely over here. And obviously down here to about there, but of course the same back up and around. So we do have this rail line now reopened, which is very good news. So I can actually move our units now, should we wish to. I think what I'm going to do is actually take some of the artillery and have it move down here to Hainan. The game can do most of it for you. The top left of the air unit screen, you can set requirement for experience. Oh, can you? Wow, that's really good, actually. No, that's fantastic, actually. Nice. Right. So the 15th Division is here. I do have the 17th Division. They're actually still in strategic mode, so I'm going to tell them to actually move over here to Huailan. They should begin to move out immediately as they've not unpacked. They're actually still packed up on the rails. So yep, they'll move to Huainan, well, they'll then unload. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to take the artillery that's packed up over here. I mean, a lot of it is obviously packed up. Like, for example, I do have the 25th Division and the 24th Division. We do have the 12th Division and the 29th, the 110th Division. And it sounds like you're off to a good start. I also want to thank you for telling me. Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, I do owe that to Lupus. I mean, Major, Black Star. A lot of fantastic people out there. Of course, Blinton as well. A lot of fantastic people out there. Yeah, it's really handy. We've been having a few small issues with it, but we'll be able to get that sorted soon enough. Okay. Right, I was a little bit worried that we didn't have any divisions marching then, but we do. This one will arrive sooner or later. To be honest, what we could do here then is really... I think this is going to be something where we have to decide. We do have a great number of divisions actually on the rail lines that could be moved out. Right. You want the good pilots safe for good airframes, not dying in K-27s. Yeah. Oh god, absolutely. Okay. So over here, we're currently on course to build up 2 divisions. I'm somewhat tempted to actually send an additional 2 divisions. I think potentially additional 2 divisions, additional artillery. We may then be able to march north to Xinjiang. We might... I mean, it depends really on the amount of resistance that he has in place for us here. I think we will have sufficient force to bludgeon our way through with the forces here. I may send 1 or 2 divisions, but I think that would be the limit of divisions I'd send this way. But I think if we actually build up a great force here, as we're going to need to, as this terrain's pretty poor, and his position will obviously become in place in Xinjiang. But I think if we do build up our forces over here, we should actually be able to catch him in something of a hammer and anvil. Because should his forces fall over here, should we actually succeed here, we'll be able to actually then, have immediate access to the rail lines, rather than marching all this damn way. Hello there, Shannon, how you doing? We've had a, I suppose it could be described as an interesting turn. We have suffered some losses. For example, the cruiser mine layer, well the mine layer over here, yeah, the cruiser mine layer, was actually hit by an American torpedo on its way, but the forces of the Miura detachment did land successfully, so they'll then be readied to link up and rejoin their fellows. We did see one of our ships sank over here, a APD I believe it was, a troop transport, and we did see some additional ships damaged by gunfire and torpedoes. We did actually, yes, these forces have not yet set off because I forgot to actually tell them to stop unloading, but that's fine, at least there'll be additional supply here. We do have 6,232 tons of supply. Ideally, we'll capture a good amount of that supply here. Let me know what issues you've been having. It doesn't have to be now, maybe in Discord later. Oh, you're the developer of a CB? Oh, that's pretty handy then, isn't it? Ah, that's nice. Oh god, I feel like I'm assembling some kind of fucking A-team here. Okay, so the issues that I have been having is, I'm not entirely sure if it's linked up to the CPU, but it seems to be when I'm actually streaming. For example, if I was to move the mouse over here, I'll actually see the background flickering through. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah, I'll actually see the background behind the actual game flickering through. It's as if it's full screen, but I don't know how to describe it. Probably for the best. And what I'd say is when the turn is, well, when this stream's actually over, if you rewatch the beginning, you'll see what I mean. Probably the best way. I can't fathom the reason for it why, though. But yeah, welcome there, Kovar. I mean, it's fantastic low utility, absolutely fantastic. Okay, so we did have, obviously, the aerial assault from Kiributai. That did make an impact on the actual island. We didn't kill many Americans, we have wounded a great deal of them, however. We'll find that mission. Usually at the bottom, aren't they? Okay. Whereabouts are we? We've suffered additional losses at Kotaru. I'd very much like to move my bombers out of Kotaru, but once we have sufficient combat air patrols in that area, we won't have to worry. Okay, yep, so we had 22 zeros, 25 B5 and 2 Kates, 103 Vals. So 2 of those Vals were damaged, so thankfully we are all ashore who's going ashore, basically. We're all good to go. 112 casualties, 5 squads disabled, 17 non-combatant squads disabled, 1 engineering squad disabled. So Sibley is bleeding through the game window. Yeah, that would be correct. Does it happen when CB is minimized? I wouldn't say when it's minimized. It's when the screen is actually open. I suppose that's the best way to describe it. No, I find it amazing. It's been a lot easier. It's meant that I can actually play the game in full screen. Like, right now I'm currently playing it obviously windowed, so I can obviously tab out. But if I was to play in full screen, you'd probably see the issues. In fact, I can probably do that. No, I deleted that over. Okay, I can't do that as of yet. Oh dear. Oh. Right. So our forces are 1 day out from Savi. It's an absolute shame, but I can't. Oh, can I? I mean, I really would. Oh, actually. Oh, I can. Oh, fantastic. Right, now that's made our chances significantly better here. Possibly. I don't know, what do you guys think then? Do we have them operate all as one? Because I could have the 2 destroyers definitely make it. But of course, should there be something out here, these guys would be kind of on their own. It's a shame that we're not in the same area here, otherwise we could have gone in together. But I can't actually combine them. Combat load mode, that's good. Very good. What do you ladies and gentlemen think then? Do we actually keep the patrol boat and the destroyers together? Because obviously we'll be able to move in then together rather than separate. But obviously if we move in the destroyers, we'll actually land very, very soon. There's a real token garrison. Wow, 20 squads, bloody hell. So, on the destroyers, what are we carrying here? We'd be carrying 68 infantry, 36 troops, 51, 118. So split the DDs and get the troops ashore. Okay, we'll go with that. Of course, these forces will all arrive in the same turn anyway. It's just a matter of making sure we actually get something there. What I meant to say is that you can leave seabays open, running but minimized. Right. Not gonna lie, I'm not entirely sure how. I'm really bad when it comes to anything technical, as a lot of you will know. It only seems to be when I'm actually playing in full screen. I mean, this is obviously windowed right now, and we don't have any issues with it currently. But when I play the game, well, obviously have it set up to run full screen, that's when I have issues. Okay, so that's gonna go ahead there. We do have our submarines obviously running their blockade. We do have further submarines moving into the area. We've decided that we're going to have the Guam cover force, of course, the invasion force, as well as Kitabutai, make their way down to Tarawa. Now, I currently have a G3 M2s over here. Some G4s as well. To what base could they move at furthest extent? So they could move to 42 hexes. So I could actually make it to Canton. So that should mean I can make it to Savi. I don't know if I'd be able to make it from... right, so how many hexes are we looking at? That's 44 hexes. I know, right? It's a contradiction, isn't it? I don't know. I'm terrible when it comes to anything like computer, like technical. That does make me laugh. I don't know, what do people think about actually basing something at Canton? I'd be very reluctant to, because, well, the fact is we have nothing there. So, it could end up being bloody, we rebase a squadron of G3s there, all fresh and dandy, and then, oh look, the US Marines have arrived, shit. It's not a very likely scenario, but it could happen. I feel like you should expect Allied troops to land as well soon. Possibly. It depends really what he has in the area. But like Black Star was saying earlier, this area is extraordinarily important. Because if we do take control of Fiji, he's gonna find himself, yeah, effectively split. He will find something like a wall here. Because obviously he can't move here in the north. These areas, he's not gonna move. Well, he could potentially move it, but that's incredibly dangerous for him. Not because we have lots of things out here, but because of the fact he can't predict where our units will be or what we will have. It's like you can already see our, well, our shipping lanes already forming here. Like, for example, we have some shipping lanes here. Yeah. Nemea, Luganville are your best bases in the region, especially Luganville. I mean, we will look at taking those. On the upper right of the CB window, there are 3 buttons, an underscore, box, and X. Click on the underscore. Yeah, I mean, I know about that one, but... what I'm going to do is actually create a shortcut so I can actually show you what I mean. Probably for the best. So I'll set it up like I normally would do. It was a fantastic little utility. Right, there we go. So what I'll do then is obviously just launch this in a mo. Which should work perfectly now. Yeah, it seems to do with this when it has issues as well, as it'll just minimize itself randomly. Yeah, there we go. This is basically what it does here. Yeah, there we go. It seems to be when I'm, like, moving over icons, actually. Yeah, there we go. It's honestly like, it's like painting. Okay, close that there. And, there we go. I'm going to make a point here to actually save this, because there might be a bloody chance it crashes or something if I'm doing stuff like that, and I would actually cry. So whereabouts can we expect Luganville? Is that on the same island? Is that New Caledonia? No. Where's Luganville? Ah, here we go. Oh, I can see why. That airfield could obviously be built up. Yeah, the desktop itself. Sorry, I wasn't making that too clear, was I? It's one of those things if you have to see it to believe it. Yeah, but if we were to take Luganville, Nemea, then obviously have control of Fiji, that would be a bloody nightmare for him. That'd be an extremely difficult scenario for him. He would eventually be able to have victors should he dictate sufficient force, but it would be difficult. Just pray to the Omnisire and properly pray to the Machine Spirit. God, you know what? I really want to play some Dark Heresy. I really wish I had friends who actually wanted to play Dark Heresy. I fucking want to play Dark Heresy too, man. It bothers me, because it's like, I bloody offered to DM for them and everything, and it's just, yes, I want to play me some Dark Heresy. God damn it. I want to see this in my life again. And that's my whinge there. That's my little moan, my bitch and moan. Oh well. Okay, so where do these forces obviously need to land then? They've not yet started. I am somewhat wondering, am I better off actually having them, rather than unload here, because it doesn't seem as if they started to. So I'll cancel that. We may have actually just struck gold in effect. Just replenish at sea. Yes, we might do it actually. I could make it to the base here. Antimonan actually does have a greater size port. Actually, no, they're about the same. So they do have a same port size, but the main thing is that they're actually on the front line. The other thing is, do I waste time moving here to then start unloading, or just begin unloading here? What is the size of the actual task force? The task force is... Right, so I can't dock, as we're at 12,000 tons. Alright, thank you very much for that, mate. I mean, honestly, I'd really appreciate that. I mean, it's a fantastic product, and I can't fault it. Right. We might be able to knock some tonnage off here. Let's see. Oh no. These ships are quite large, aren't they? We'll take a look. I mean, the destroyer's at about 2,500 tons. Let's see. Can I set them up as an amphibious? Okay. Tonnage is 17,000 tons. I'll just have them separate, I suppose. So now we'll begin to unload here. We're already on the rail line, so that's fine. We can actually move here freely. So we'll have them unload. I suppose the difference is, well, then again, the thing is, what mode are they in? They're in combat load mode. We're gonna have to move via rail lines anyway, as we will be moving up to the base of Maban, or more than likely Patangas. Which I like that name. I don't know what it is about that name, it just really appeals to me. So yeah, we'll have them unload over here where it's actually safe, and they're already in port, so yeah, tell them to start unloading. I could split it off into a smaller detachment, so what we will do then is do that. And I can actually have them dock then. So we'll have the ones with the most troops on actually in the port. 7,100 tons, 10,000 tons, 15,000 tons. That's a big old bird. 12,000. Right. American subs, yeah, would be the danger, obviously, if we do move. Oh, it could still be attacked by American submarines, but we do obviously have escorts here. Okay, so we'll have these two ships here then. They can dock, and they can unload. Just make sure they unload. Unload in. Right. Unload in. Right, fantastic. So we should see our numbers unloaded pretty quickly there. They aren't carrying massive amounts of men either. So that's good news. I'm going to tell them to actually begin to build fortifications here. I've got a good amount of supply, that's fine. I do need fuel actually to build up. I'd be better off moving these forces to Naga, to be honest. Yeah. Definitely Naga. Naga could obviously have the base built up, should we need to. I will leave behind the Naval Guard. Yeah, we'll unload and be safe, I should say. There we go. We'll move the naval construction up to Naga. Though I could, and I will, move them over here to Antimonan. The reason I'm going to move them over there is because they actually have support, don't they? Like, they actually represent some naval support. So let's see what we have here. So in terms of naval support, I guess apparently nothing. It might be due to the fact they're loading up. But we should have some support here in the form of the actual naval construction battalion. But again, it's only showing support here, so I'm not entirely sure. But either way, we'll have them move up to the base at Antimonan. So then when we do have the next division, the 4th division, yeah, when the 4th division arrives over this way, they'll at least find it a little bit easier to unload. We do have some engineers over here, but not many. But at least with naval engineers, they might be able to do so. It'd definitely be something to try out anyway. Right. Yeah, I think that's what we'll go for there. We do have our forces over here which are unloading. I might... Right, the canal detachment is already underway, so they've already marched about 4 miles there. They're currently prepping for Clark. I mean, do we have them actually attack Lingayen? I could take Lingayen quite easily, but I I need to focus on the bases here. Hello there, Eric. How you doing, my man? Yeah, let's see. We have 105 assault value here, so definitely not fucking much, is it? We'll be able to rebuild this 2nd Formosan Infantry Regiment once the Cano detachment arrives from San Fernando. So once they arrive, we can build them up. Then I think what we'll do is actually take this base then at Canbanatuan? Canabanatan? I don't know how the fuck you pronounce that. We do have that full division, the 33rd Division, that is going to actually smash into probably Clark or someone else here. It does have about 13,000 men, so we'd need something in that way of numbers to obviously overpower them quickly. But our forces here to the south should actually be able to handle Manila if these numbers remain low and if he continues to move his men out. So we're going to tell these men to move up. We captured a decent bit of supplies, so that's going to keep us going. Yeah, we're well supplied here. Right, we are going to move on to Batangos. That name. I don't know what it is about that name, but I fucking love that name. Okay, so set all to follow. Ah, thanks, man. I mean, it's been a massive, massive learning journey. Like, from starting to play by email to where I am now, it's like I'm still learning. And I think that is what makes it just so very enjoyable for me, because at the end of the day, it's something where I'm going to learn personally how to play the game better, therefore give a better viewing experience to those of you who are watching. And those of you who are watching as well can learn alongside, so win-win, well, was it winner-winner chicken dinner, something like that. And of course we can kick the historical gamer's ass. Ideally. Maybe. Teensy-weensy bit, oh well. Anything's better than nothing. Right, so I have the Camaro detachment over here. Where are you to be moved to? Right, yeah, so we have the Camaro detachment, we have the Minora detachment, so obviously then we can reform the 33rd Infantry Regiment. That's going to be good, so that'll net us, what, 150, maybe 160, even potentially 180 assault value. I'm going to go and be quite conservative at maybe like 120. Yeah, probably will help out. You're certainly learning more and more. Yeah, I know, right? Pressing Z, I could have hung myself. Oh dear. Yeah, funny days really, isn't it? I mean, that with the torpedoes was actually something for us both there, wasn't it? Okay. What is the assault value here? 84. Actually, that's not too bad then. We might, if the Miura detachment is about the same, we might look at around 160, 170, 180 assault value, which would be really quite a big step up in the Philippines. I think the campaign in the Philippines is going fairly well so far, and it had potential to be quite a catastrophe. But we knocked out his airfield at Clark and at Manila. I mean, Clark has been rebuilt to a degree. Obviously, that damage has been repaired mostly. Now, the question is, do I begin to hit it again? He does have 2 bombers there and some 7 auxiliary planes. He does have 12 auxiliary planes over here as well. 16 fighters. I do have the numbers, but I don't really have the quality. But as far as it's going, he's not actually yet threatening us, so we'll not attack quite yet. I do have Zeros out this way as well. We do have the Zuho Squadron, which Yep, so tomorrow, on the 21st of December, we'll have a full detachment of 20 A6M2 Zeros. Then we can throw anywhere that we like. You will be ready. Yeah, okay, so I'll say that again. We'll have a detachment of 30 A6M2 Zeros to throw wherever the hell we like. So, for example, 30 Zeros could establish air supremacy over the Philippines in addition to these Ki-27s. But I might have them moved elsewhere. I could even potentially have them moved into China, but I'm not going to do that in China. I think it's probably better to focus down here. Yeah, the Filipino theatre seems to be slow going. I think the thing is he's just moving his forces to Bataan. I mean, he has 50,000 men there, so that's fine by me. I was actually quite fearful of having to fight street to street in the Philippines, so that works out well for me. I say sweep over his airfields a bit. The issue is over Clark, he will have a great amount of AA. He has 94 guns there. He has even more so at Bataan. At Manila, not so many. I'm not going to do it until we have really a reason to. It does give my pilots actually some time to rest. As they need it. Their morale's quite low as well. We are running Combat Air Patrol in the area, so... I think Combat Air Patrol works to about 2 hexes away if there's actually a battle. Yeah, yeah, that would be nice, obviously, to have them reinforce the carriers, which is why we're going to have them in the Malaya Peninsula. We do need to build up our amount of zeros in the port, obviously replace the ones lost by the carriers themselves out, well, Kiributai. Yeah, we're gonna surround them and let them rot. I don't see a reason for it. Just near it, not directly over it. I don't know if we're seeing actual patrols around here. That's the question. Right, what I'm going to do then is we're going to go over into the tracker. Intelligence. See, I'm seeing intelligence from turn 6 because that was the last time I could be asked to actually change it. So what we'll do then is we'll read... Signal intelligence. So let's go ahead. See... I think it would be in the saves. So if area operations, well, operations reports. I mean, they could try to break out, but the thing is, he's going to find that significantly harder. Right. I think this is the one we're looking for. I think. No, that's the 7th of December, isn't it? It goes the opposite way. I think. God, I wish it was split up. We'll find out anyway. Oh, I need these. Bloody hell. Ah, excuse me. I can't remember which number it is. I think it might be this one. I can't fucking remember. We'll see which one it is anyway. Right, time for that date not yet loaded. Might be a different one. What we'll do then as well is go in here. If I actually delete all the bloody unnecessary files, I'll clean things right up. Right. Year, month, day. God, I hate bloody Americans for that crap. Do it day, month, year. I know it makes some things harder, but please God. I can't change. I can't do that now. Okay, 1941, so... Right. Okay. At least we're already back. Well, no, actually we're not. Oh, actually. Archive. Okay, that's good then. So I think that would be from the other series, potentially. Or potentially from another. 41, 12, 19. I think that's the one we want. Yeah, there we go. Turn 14. Oh dear. Okay. So we'll obviously keep this up now. So we actually know where it is. So, I mean, this is what we saw as of last turn, with a heavy volume of radio transmissions. I don't think I've seen the current up-to-date ones here. Well, anyway, we'll do current turn. Operations report. Yeah, there we go. See, I'm not just a, I was going to say a pretty face, but I've never done that face reveal shit, so... I'm not just a spectral voice. Mm. Well, that's 42. Yeah, it does. I'm not debating that one. '30th, 31st. Okay. Search for 41, yeah, 19. Would this be it? Yeah, there we go. I think. This does not seem right. I might have loaded in the American information here. Yeah, I think I loaded in the Allied information, not the... Well, I'm not going to look at it. I don't know if it's even... I can't imagine it would be his information, but I'm going to say no. Let's just not take a look at that. Yeah, these are Allied operations. Okay, so we're looking for Japanese operations. Yeah. The Japanese one's all the way down here, then. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that makes a lot more sense, then. 42. '41. So I do have... What day is it, actually? Is it the 20th? 20th. I might need to load in the 19th then. By God, I wish you would save it. Did I load in the incorrect? I might have done. Okay, yeah, this is the one we're looking for here. That looked correct. Especially, obviously we can see the B5N2KH. Yep, this would be the correct one. Okay, there we go. Right, that's what I wanted to see. So we can see a few air groups that are taking actual replenishments. Right. I can see a number of planes there damaged on landing. Okay. So did have one of our 8672 zeros from Tainan damaged on landing, but I don't think we've actually seen many written off anyway. Damaged on landing. Damaged on landing, okay. We did have a C5M2 Babs written off. Damaged plane does not return, so I'm going to assume that the pilot is dead there, so that's 143 dead. Damaged plane crashes. The K-27. Yeah, these G3M2s from Bihoro. Crash. 2 of them Bihoro. Where the fuck is Bihoro? It rings a bell. I feel like I should know where the island is. I've definitely talked about it. Or is it over Bihoro, where they've crashed? Oh, that must be the squadron. Yeah, that's a squadron. Never mind. Oh, hello there, Blackstar. How you doing? Yeah, they could just be patrol planes. Okay. Supposedly we have 4 ships moving northwest at speed of 60 knots. That does sound like the actual convoys that we do have in that area. 6 ships moving. Allied dive bomb, which we talked about. How do you get your CV planes? Well, how do your CV planes get reinforced? Do you have to be in a port and wait for some ships to carry them from Japan, or do you... I believe we have to go to a port with... I can't remember what the actual port and airfield size are, but I know that we need at least 20k. I know it's not just any port that you can go to and get replacements. I think it has to be a sizable port and airfield. I'm sure Blackstar, Lupus, or Major could answer that one for me. Madness. Now that one's interesting, a H6K4. 105, 113. Now, is that the one... Right, okay, that could be the squadron operating out this way. Or not. 105. 105, what was it? 113. I don't think I actually had the Guam cover force there, so that could be something else. The question was, how do your carrier vessel planes get reinforced? Do you have to be in a port and wait for some ships to carry them from Japan, or do you just have to, well, or do they just appear after some time? And I said, of course, that they need to be at a base with certain requirement of airfield size and port size, but I can't remember what the exact numbers are. Okay, we'll do the Malayan campaign here quickly. It's not going to take us long. I do find it rather interesting he's moved a cruiser mine layer out here. I can't fathom why. He may be trying to lay mines there. That'd be interesting. Wait, with your subs, can you infiltrate some American bases like at Fiji and hit what's in the port? Potentially so, but it's a very, very risky maneuver. Ah, there we go. Now we are spotting more ships in the port. He may have had them actually retire there. I still believe the battleships are there. It looks like his forces from Kuantan are actually pulling out. See, the issue is with Kuantan, obviously, it's severely damaged, so it's useless to win. So even if he does pull out, it's not really the best airbase. It's not the one that I was hoping it would be. Oh, you need to be at a port and have at least 20k supplies in port, and then they can receive replacements for the pool. Okay. How many replacements do we have in the pool? How many days would we actually have to wait there? So right now, let's take a look. Aircraft. Oh, if we take a look here, so... 13 allied air-to-air losses today to our 4. We did lose 6 aircraft on the airfield, though. 2, 2, 5, 5. So it's only this really that's hurt us more. We do need to defend Cuttlebrue. Teleporting airplanes. That would be great. Okay. Let's take a look at our aircraft pool. Yes, there we go. With pools. Active aircraft. We'll look at the fighters first. Okay. So, we've really, for the most part, retired the A5M4. Obviously, we'd like to replace that completely. Now, it looks as though I may have potentially... right, okay, so KA-43-1B. So we did have 10 of them in the pool so far this turn. We've used 3 of them, so that would make sense. Or is that so far used in general? Sold by use so far? Right, sold by added this turn. We've used a lot of our zeros. Of course, we have recently upgraded 2 squadrons. We did upgrade these aircraft from A5M4s to 0, so you can see these guys are coming online. 52 is the losses, and I think... Or at least the ones that have been drawn from the pool so far. Yeah, so we've drawn... Well, we've used 52 aircraft from the pool. Okay, that makes sense. Obviously, we used 3 here. Yes, we've used 52 A6M2 from our pool so far. We did have some grievous casualties at the first turn, which does suck and will probably always haunt me. But hey, onwards and upwards. Right, this turn. 2 A6M2 replacements. And then 1 KA-43-1C. Okay. Still have our 1Bs in stock. Right, you're still marching Singora. See, I could have probably done with those heading down to Cuttlebrue, but it's going to take them just as long to head down there. I really lack from the amount of AA here. I should really look to establish more AA. Where the fuck are they going? Well, the Ryujo and Zero already have full complement of fighters at the moment. I can't sadly fit any additional ones on. Okay, what do we think about this? Because obviously our armor... How is your convoy system set up for auto convoy? I've not touched automatic convoy actually at all, to be honest. That's something I've not yet touched. Right. What do we think about this? Because obviously these forces here have decided to go north. They're still heading... Why are they heading to... No, they're heading to Taiping, aren't they? I honestly thought they would have moved down the road here. They are chasing the British units down the railroad. Jungle here. Which ones are we talking about? Sorry. The ones that we have on board Ryujo and Zuiho are zeros. Cheaper subtracers. Want to the area around Malaya? Which way are they heading here? I do wonder if they're actually going to march through friendly territory. I wonder if it was due to the fact that base here on Low Star wasn't taken. I think that makes sense. I think that'd be the reason why. We'll cancel their moves here for the moment. I'm going to tell them to actually head to Taiping. Ideally, they should see that change. March direction southeast, southwest. Okay. Of course, I always choose the most... I would ideally think they'd choose the most efficient route. Right, is that all to follow? We'll take a quick look. Carrier capable. Yeah, we're good. Well, we've got carrier capable, but it doesn't seem like we've got carrier trained, actually. Interesting, man. This airfield could come in very handy, then. Now, unfortunately, we did see some damage to the actual airfield. But we can still manage. Yeah, we should still be able to manage. Okay. Have these forces make down. And I should really attack George. So I'm going to have the 11th Regiment attack. See, they're only carrier capable, carrier trained. You will suffer larger operational losses with them. Okay. Well, what we may do then is, seeing as though we've actually just recently taken control of a Low Star, we might have a squadron actually rotate out. I could leave behind the... We might actually be able to fit all on Ryujo. Training capable, okay. How would we do that then? Would we leave them on board the actual carriers and they'll eventually train up? Okay. Use those old A5M4s. Okay. So, that's a good idea. Right, I do have one over here. Have they recently arrived? Because that's rather strange to see them with so little pilots. That could be attrition. No, this one seems rather new. Yeah, that does look like default. That was a lot of planes. So our group's trainer obviously in Japan, at Manchuria. For the most part, anyway. We do have a couple here and there. I feel like it's going to be one of these things where I get shouted at now, isn't it? Designate all your training wins. Of course, we do have these squadrons out on training. Right, what I'll do is I'll show aircraft. If there's something more to it than that, I'm going to assume no then. Make a size 60 training squadron. Okay. So how would we do that then? Obviously this one I can't resize. Oh, do you mean with the actual pilots? Right, okay. So, of course, the actual amount of... Right, okay, I understand now. Right. Right, okay. So what we want to do then is obviously increase the amount of pilots. Okay, that makes a lot of sense now. I get you. So, for example, when I can actually increase the amount of pilots... Okay. I'll just wait for the chat to actually catch up and tell me if I'm fucked up or not, and then we'll go from there. Also have a veteran each. Okay, we'll get this done then. Okay, so what I'll do then is I'll put the pilots in here. So that's the max I can do. So we'll go into the pilots. Actually, some very nice experience in here. Some really good experience in here. Okay, so what would you guys say then? Yeah, we do have dedicated squadrons. Like, for example, their naval attack. Well, also naval attack. Their training escort. Of course, we do have plenty. Let's take a look. Reconnaissance, naval search. Oh dear. Okay, what we'll do then is we'll increase the amount of pilots then in each of these. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'll take a look at that. I'll probably do that off cam, to be honest. Yeah. What sort of experience level should we take out then? Because of course we do have these B5 and 2Ks that we did just see. And a lot of them obviously are over 60 and 70% experience. It might be worth obviously to take some of those out of the pool and potentially have them made available elsewhere. Obviously then we can fill in the squadrons with more rookies, of course. That'd be nice. Aye. Let's see. "17 and above can be sent to the front." Okay, we'll do that then. Right, we'll do it like this. Okay, we should see our pilots actually, well, number of pilots increase significantly then. That's brilliant. I've actually not seen that. That's strange. That's one I'll have to take a look at. Oh, God. Oh. God, you know when you're, like, really need to sneeze, then, it just leaves you. Interesting we didn't see this. We'll obviously cancel this mission, then. I'd imagine we're nearly done. But yeah, we'll see the amount of pilots actually training now significantly increase. Ziggy's, I think they're the tow drones. Yeah, probably. Yeah, tow drone. What's their gun value? It's alright. Ryan Van Edbar. Okay. Well, we'll do that. I'm just going to fill it up now. Yeah, we'll do that another time. I'm going to call this stream an end here. 3 hours in. I'm pretty tired at this point. We'll pick it up in the next session. I'll probably try and do some of this work off camera. And we'll go from there. But until next time, thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this. So welcome to those of you who are new to stream. Thank you to all of those who've been following the stream for some time now. And to everybody who is contributing to this series, thank you so very much. If you'd like to see the series grow, if you'd like to see the channel grow, then please do consider supporting myself and the channel. You can do this either through Patreon, PayPal, or other methods. Thank you so very much, and we'll see each other again probably tomorrow. Goodbye for now, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time.